Alright guys, so this is where we left off in the last lesson. We need to know how to save changes into our database, how to update the data from our database. And just to recap here, we are using an update method to find a particular to-do in our database and display it on an update page. So right here, if I visit my to-dos, I have my update button, and if I need to update this particular to-do, I will update, and in a larger application you would have a whole form right here with all the data from your database. Okay, so I'm updating the to do with ID1, and right here I have the form data, and if I go ahead and change it to something else and I click enter to submit the form, I'm receiving the new data right there. And you see right here also I'm passing in the ID of the particular to do that I'm trying to update. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how we're gonna do this in our controller. Now that we have the ID, we'll just do exactly the same thing we did right here. We'll just find that particular to do. Okay, so go ahead and remove this die dump, and we'll find the to do. As soon as we find the to do, all we just need to do is change the attributes. Okay, so on the to do object that we just found, we have a to do right there, which also stands for the column in our database called to do, and we'll assign this to the current request and we'll access the to do. So if you check right here, we have a to do in our request. So in the current request, we'll access the to do and we assign it to the to do in the database. Okay, and as soon as we do that, we just call the save method again. So we call save, and that's all. So we just updated this property. Okay, so the next step, we just return a redirect back. Okay, so we say once this is updated, return the user back to the previous page. So let's go ahead and see this work. Back to the home page, I'll refresh right there, and I'll choose to update this to do, and right here I have the data for that to do. I'll delete it and I'll create a new to do. I would say attend the conference, for example. When I click enter, that form is submitted and it brings me back to this page. Okay, and you see attend the conference is now the new value. If I go back to my home page right here and I refresh, you discover attend the conference is now the new value for this to do. Okay, so you can also actually redirect to a particular route right here. Okay, for example, if I go to my web.php, we did not have a name for the to-dos route, but I can go ahead and give a name right there. So I would say the name of this route using the as index is going to be to-dos. So I can now use this to-dos as the name of this particular route. So I'll go back to my controller, and rather than redirecting the user back, I'll redirect him to a route. Remember this route method that we've been using in our views, we'll call the route to-dos. Okay, so the first parameter that it takes is the name of the route, this route method that we've been using. So we pass in the to-dos route right there. Okay, so let's refresh. Let's try to update this one, and we'll just say visit home. And now that we've updated, let's enter to submit the form, and you see we are redirected to the to-dos page because we are telling the controller to redirect to the route called to-dos. So right there you see it's updated visit home. So we can update all of them. Right here I'll just say buy a scarf, submitted. I can also edit this and I can say pass by the supermarket, and I submit, and there it's updated. So now we can create, we can read, we can update, and we can delete. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and delete this one right here, and it's deleted. So that is our full-blown to-do list. So let's go ahead and see how we can mark to-dos as completed or not.